Hi guys and gals, welcome to T.A.B. Videos. Glad you could stop by. Excuse me. Well, I'm sure we have all done it. We've gotten guns that maybe we wasn't too happy with. They wasn't quite what we thought. Well, if you remember last year, I picked up this High Point JXP 10mm, and I got it for just a project gun. And granted, now it's on the budget side. We all know that. Let's just get out of the box here. First of all, unloaded. Nothing in the magazine. No ammunition on the bench. Oh, the first thing I did was buy an extra magazine. Roughly 18 bucks. Now, mind you, the MSRP on this is like $225. So, and I thought, you know what? I'm just going to pimp it up. Is what I called it. Did a couple videos on it, of course. And I put a red dot on it and painted it. I'll put a picture up here in the top somewhere so you can see it. Well, I took it out the other day to do a 10mm day video. Because last week I did one that with the Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0. Well, let's back up a little bit. As you can tell in the picture, the red dot I had on it was way up here. And it shot pretty decent with the red dot. I just didn't like the bulkiness and the way it looked. So I thought, you know, we're gonna rattle can this thing back to its original black and just make maybe a truck gun out of it. As you can tell by the title of it, Disappointment or Regret. Like I said, I'm sure we have all had one that we've been disappointed with or regretted doing it. Well, this thing is kind of a wild, I'll show you what I did to it. Of course, originally, this replaces the rear sight. It's Picatinny sight rail or base. And then they come out with one, it's kind of like an optic plate, where it just fits down in the rear sight, and the optic goes on here. Okay, so we did all of that. And of course we put a muzzle brake on it. Like I said, bought the extra mag. Well, the other day, I went out. Of course, I had, as you can tell by the picture, I had some different grips on it. Well, it's always worked with the safety going up. But for some reason, it decided with those grips, it wouldn't work. Now, mind you, I hadn't done anything different with the gun. Once I put the grips on it, it always worked right with the grips that I had on it. The kind of tan and brown grips. But for some reason, the other day, it would not work with those grips on it. I got this thing up and it would not come down. And of course, it's not that strong of a safety release, and I didn't want to break it. So I took the other grips off, put the factory grips back on, and it worked like a champ. So, disappointment number one. Well, number two, if I do the red dot, or the red dot what I had on it was a disappointment. Okay, we're gonna do the video. We got it going now. We got the original grips on it. We got it back to a basic high point JXP 10 millimeter. Nothing special on it. So I bench rest it because I wanted to sight these rear sighted in. So I had the rack, I had sandbags under it where I had a nice firm grip. Well, I was shooting way low and left. So I made the adjustment, shot 5 more rounds, still low left. So I made some more sight adjustments, brought it up, brought it to the right. I finally got the elevation right. So the elevation works. I got the elevation pretty good. But it kept shooting left. So I checked the front sight, make sure everything was tight. And I don't know how well you can see this. We'll get it in frame here. I kept bringing the right side over, which you bring that over to move the gun to the right. You move it left to get it to go the opposite way. Well, I got this thing over as far as it will go, and it's still shooting way left off the target. So, disappointment number 3. I brought it in, and well, I actually went through a box of 50 10 millimeters. Of course, they're reloads, so it ain't like I spent $40 for a box of ammunition. And I loaded some more up. I was going to take it back out and try it again. But I got to thinking, you know what? I'm not going to waste any more ammo on this. It ain't that great a gun. Like I said, it's a budget gun, MSRP, $220 something. Of course, $20 for the mag. I think it was $20 for the comp. And probably, I don't know, $20 to $30 for both of the bases, and of course $70 for the dot. So got in over $300 into it. And I'm thinking, well, as big a disappointment as it is, I'm not going to fool with it anymore. You know, it's a fun gun to shoot when it's shot right with the dot on it. But with this rear sight, it's just not getting the job done. It's not fun to shoot, you know, when you can't hit target. Now, granted, most of you that follow my channel know I'm not the best shot in the world. But when I got it on a rest and sandbagged the grip, everything, and it's rock solid, to take my goofy shooting out of it, I expect it to hit the target. For sure. Well, I blew 50 rounds through it, so I am giving up. So now we've went from disappointment to regret for buying it. Now, I'm not slamming High Point. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying nothing bad about it. For some reason, I don't know why, this thing is just not shooting right, or well, whatever. Everything's original. So we are done with it. Now, whether I get rid of it or give it to one of my grandsons, whatever. But me personally, I'm done with the High Point. And I probably, I will not own another High Point. For one thing, they're just too big and bulky. You can't use it for concealed carry because of the size of it. I mean, it'd be all right to just load up and get it sighted in the best I can and use Kentucky windage, load it up, throw it in the truck, have a truck gun. Because you never know if you need another gun. So I may do that. But disappointment, yeah, a little bit of long regret, definite regrets. You know, there's guys that love High Point. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying nothing bad about it. I could probably send it into the factory to find out what's going on. But what I understand, you have to pay to send to High Point. Of course, it'll be, you know, they'll fix it under warranty if there's something wrong. And then you got to pay to receive it back. So, you know, you're looking at another $20, $30, $40 to ship it to High Point. So I'm just not going to fool with it anymore. And like I said, give it to one of the grandsons if they want it. But I am officially done with High Point. Now the carbines, that's another story. Well, the ones I have shot has been good. This could be just, it's a sample of one. So I'm not running High Point down with either gun. You know, I've heard pros and cons. When it shoots, it is dependable. I mean, I have never had a misfire, jam of any kind in it. And I put well over 200-300 rounds through it now. So it's a dependable gun. But I'm just not happy with it. And we're gonna do something with it. Don't know what. Like I said, may give it to one of the grandsons or trade it in on something else or put it in, load it up, just leave it in the truck, oil it up good where it don't rust. And you know, they use some, you know, I don't know the materials they use, steel, whatnot, but you don't expect a whole lot, you know, what you pay. You get, the old saying goes, you get what you pay for. Well, that rings true. So I just wanted to do this little video, and like I said, we're going to call it Disappointment or Regrets. And unfortunately, I've had disappointments with it, and I regret buying it. But that's on me, nobody else. Like I said, I am not slam basing High Point. I just guess I want to say, be careful what you get. We all have had a firearm or two that we wasn't quite happy with. The thing about it, I was excited about this thing. I really wanted to get this thing, like I said, I pimped it out, just painted, you know, rattle canned it, put the red dot on it. But with that red dot setting that 4 up over the bore, it looked gaudy. It worked. But I can use the red dot for something else. I just want to throw this little video out and get your thoughts on it, you know, whatever, good or bad. So thanks for watching. God bless America and our armed forces past and present. And we will see you on the next video. If you like videos like this, hit that like, subscribe, and bell notification. Of course, I'd appreciate it. Thanks again.